you know, this thing was just cut by a $1 million machine that we configured here on planet Earth. Couldn't it be that lasers by aliens are way more sophisticated than, you know, our lasers? And see, what I find extremely lacking in many of these conversations is the basic understanding of physics by some people. Because you can chase me with a math book. You really can. I hate math. I don't hate a lot of things. In fact, you know, I can barely count what I hate on one hand. One, though, is math. Trust me. It's absolutely awful. If somebody comes up to me and says, you know, how did you survive in school with math? Because I hate math also. My reply will not be, oh, you can do it, just apply yourself. I pretty much say, dude, man, you're going to be fucked. Until the day you graduate, I'm sorry. It's hard, it will always be hard, so you're just fucked, man. You just have to, just deal with it. I will not say, oh, it'll get better, you'll figure it. No, you won't. I mean, you know, so why, I'm not for one to mince words, in case you haven't noticed. So, you know, I mean, anyway, and so thus comes the, you know, the basic understanding of physics that, you see, whether a laser was built on planet Earth or on planet Zubar, it's irrelevant. A laser is a laser is a laser. Laser is nothing else but a heat dispensing device where bundles of light are concentrated onto one point, and that is how lasers cut. Okay. Well, how about this then? What if they had these giant lenses made out of glass or crystal, and with those crystals, they harnessed the sunlight, and they trained that sunlight onto the Puma Punku stones, and with sunlight, they were able to cut those rocks. What part of lasers being bundled light did you not understand? The word sunlight has the word light in it. So, yeah, like I said, either people see it, either people accept it, or they don't. Whether or not that is the case, I have no control over it. So, you know, Puma Punku stones were not cut by lasers, they were not cut by plasma tools, they were not cut with anything giving off heat, period. So just, you know, take that home tonight, for sure. And so now, as we approach the end of this, I'm going to show you the most massive of stones that have ever been moved around in Earth's history. And I deliberately did not say in human history. I said in Earth's history. Because what we're going to look at right now, I don't know how it all happened. Here we are at the Zirion on the Giza Plateau, where you have this giant pile of rocks that at some point all fit together rather beautifully. If you were to stand in this doorway right here, you would reach to exactly this place right here. Meaning that these blocks here are over 80 tons each, over 100 tons with some of these blocks up here. Yet we are being told that all of this was moved with ropes and pulleys and dental floss. It was carved with chicken bones, and you know, it's just rather questionable. And again, to show you what happened, all these blocks were moved on wooden rollers in the sand. Because we're on the Giza Plateau in the desert. I mean, all of us as kids have played in a sandbox growing up. And we've all face planted at least 100 times while walking around. So it's difficult to move around in the sand. And let alone, you know, having wooden rollers with 80-ton blocks, it'll sink into the sand. They sprayed water on the sand to make, and then just shut up, please. Forget it. Because see, the moment you start questioning these things, the moment you start asking questions, and the questions, of course, are uncomfortable, that is when all of a sudden you'll realize that the answers that we've been given so far no longer hold true. Because, see, all of this stuff here is pure physics, nothing else. If you want to believe that 1,000-ton blocks were pulled with dental floss, so be it. That's your choice. Because that is life anyway. It's all about choice. You either have to be ready for this stuff or not. You have no idea how many messages I get on my wall on Facebook or on Twitter or emails or whatever, where people genuinely, and I truly think that those emails are genuine, they're like, Giorgio, I love your show. I've seen you since season 1, but I've got one question for you. While I think that all the stuff that you're presenting is great, how come you guys are not presenting any evidence for your theories? I'm like, what's theories? What are you talking about? No evidence. Are you shitting me right now? Where were you while you were, were you that high when you watched this and you didn't see, or you don't see the connection between, the physicality of this? So, if somebody watches 4 seasons of Ancient Aliens and they have to ask, well, how come you don't show any evidence? You cannot help those people. You cannot help them. That is their prerogative. That is they're not ready. And that's okay. And it doesn't faze me one bit. People always ask me this, and George, doesn't that, make you go crazy that people just don't see it? No. Quite honestly, I could give 2 shits about it. Because, if you don't see it, then nobody can help them. Sure. Nobody. And what, am I going to lose my hair over